I did make an announcement yesterday and tried to come right at this issue with a plan called Safety Now, because I think we live in the here and now, we need safety now, and as much as I believe in the long term, at 406 murders last year, the long term is going to leave us with a lot of dead bodies on the street. And so what I said yesterday is restore order immediately. We're in an emergency, we need to call it what it is. We have a crime emergency, no doubt about it. Second, we must pursue actively, vigorously, aggressively every illegal weapon out on the street. No one should walk around the city of Philadelphia thinking for a moment that a well-trained uniformed police officer is not going to take an illegal weapon away from you. They are highly trained, there are skills and tactics and surveillance methods that they can use to get weapons out of the hands of people who should not have them. Third, aggressive pursuit of fugitives, people who are on parole violations and other bench warrants that are outstanding that they have not shown up in court. We cannot have all these folks running around the city doing whatever it is that they want to do, because we know for a fact that the vast majority of violent crime committed in Philadelphia is committed by people who are well known to the criminal justice system. They are most likely to either be victims or perpetrators of crime, and better coordination among the city, state, and federal agencies would result in more of these individuals not being out on the streets, victimizing most of us. Re-entry. Hundreds of people come back to civil society trying to get their lives turned around, cannot find a job in this city or adequate housing. And our employers in Philadelphia and the city government must change our policies to help ensure that people who want to turn their lives around, who want to get a job, who want to move in a different direction, get their GED or get a certificate from community college or vocational or technical schools, must have that opportunity. And we have to work with those individuals lest we consign them to a life of crime out on the streets. Our fractured families who have suffered through all of this murder and mayhem out on the streets need additional social service system support. And lastly, we talked about this earlier, the economy of Philadelphia. If we are not business friendly, if we cannot create job opportunities, we will continue to have people living in poverty. Unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, not only are we the highest local tax burden city of any major city in the United States of America, at our size, we also lead the nation in poverty. 1 out of 4 Philadelphians is living in poverty. Mark mentioned the number of citizens who have a child in public school. How about the number of citizens in Philadelphia who have a 4-year bachelor's degree at an inadequate, woeful 18%, the lowest of any county in the region, including the 3 in New Jersey. Weapons all over the place, virtually no restrictions in place. Obviously, the city has no ability to regulate weapons, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania so far has been reluctant to do anything about weapons here in Philadelphia or in most other parts of the state. We are not talking about grandpa's shotgun. We are talking about handguns, the weapon of choice, our own local version of weapons of mass destruction. We need relief at the state level to help us, just like New York State and New York City. New York State has their own gun control laws, and then New York City has additional provisions in place. Hopefully, with the changes that have taken place in Harrisburg, we might see some change with regard to gun laws and regulations. But in the meantime, we need safety now. It is out of control out on our streets. It's damaging our reputation nationally and devastating our families all across the city. That's the plan that I put out there. That's the plan I'm prepared to stand behind. And if we're in the realm of who's done what in their careers, the only person sitting here who has put a Philadelphia police officer on the streets is myself. Last spring, as Representative Evans pointed out, in the choice between police overtime or hiring more officers, I was the person who stood up and said, we can't have just a more overtime proposal. We need more officers on the street. And I got the budget amendment to put more officers on the street, and they'll be on our streets this upcoming spring.